Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and it's time to make fun of the idiot. Go over my worst card reviews from Festival Legends, my worst predictions. We have the mini set probably coming up in like 2 weeks. We'll have new card reviews, so I thought it would be a good time and, you know, maybe just take a break from some Tears of the Kingdom. The Zelda game is freaking unbelievably good. If you haven't tried it, you absolutely should. I think it's worth a Switch purchase, not like just by itself. But regardless of that, we're going to take a look at what my worst predictions are. And again, we're on the road to 69,420 subs. If you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. We have a big giveaway coming up when we hit that milestone, so make me go broke. So starting off, we got Verse Rip. I rated this well. Well, not quite. Well, let's take a look at why I'm putting this as one of my worst ratings. Riff. Give your hero +2 attack this turn, gain 2 armor for 2 mana. If this card seems familiar, it's Claw for Druid. True. Which was a classic card, I think, and it costs 1 mana. Yep. However, Finale, play your last riff, and that's what these cards are all about. You absolutely have to get these. I will point out that I read this card correctly. We'll have a review later where I did not, but it's a theme of my card reviews, if you know that. Value, because there's expensive ones that you can recast. Yeah. You'll recast any riff that you last played. I don't believe it counts itself. That would be good. I could be wrong. You're not. I believe if you verse riff, you get the verse riff, because that would be itself, right? I believe it's the last one. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, the first one sucks. Yep. Like, it's going to suck. Yep. And it just feels like, man, what are they doing with Warrior? Why is everything situational and clunky for Warrior? It's just like every time, right? Yep. Every Warrior card. So far, so good, right? I don't know. We have the legend. So far, all we have for Warrior is spells, and one of the legendary spells is about buffing your minions. The legendary spell is like one of the only Warrior cards revealed, so it wasn't looking so hot, and still not looking so hot right now for Warrior. I don't know. I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5. And there we go. I gave that a 2. How did I give this a 2 and not a 1? I know it's 1 star, but come on. I didn't give this a 1. This is as bad as it gets. So Zeddy, you're an idiot. You're a moron. You gave this a 2. How do you do that? What a fail. On a more serious note, I just undervalued this card, Arcanite Ripper. I just didn't see how good it was going to be. And well, let's take a look. Another upgrade on Fiery War Axe. Let's hope something changes in the course that we don't know. No, what's nice is War Axe did get buffed to 2 mana. It would be decent. And they put it in Wild, because of course they did. About the core set yet, by the way. That'll be later. Yeah. Recraft a little bit better. All equipped it to improve. I'm assuming like you heal, it'll go to a 2/2. You take damage, you'll go to a 3/3. And then you get a big Lifesteal Undead. That's pretty decent. Don't really know if that's gonna make the cut in any deck I can think of, even like playing a lot of Blood DK. Getting that mini on the board might be nice. Really nice. Slow, and we already have like Soulbreaker, which gives you corpses, which can be very. I like that I compared to Soulbreaker to even see play. Beneficial. Idiot. That sees limited play. I'm more limited to give this a 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. But maybe if it had Charge or Rush, it'd be insane. Charger would be insane. Rush would be sweet, but no, just getting a 3/3 Lifesteal token while removing 2 minions. Pretty good. It's like auto-include in every Blood DK deck. It's super good on curve. And I just think I got fixated on the fact, like, you got to make it big. You don't. You just need a decent little token. Whether it gets that lifesteal or not, your opponent needs to deal with it. And it's been like a solid 4-star card. I wouldn't give it like a 5, but really good. I just got way too fixated on, you really need to make it big. Oh yeah, and speaking of me not being able to read, here's Static Waveform. You have the Static Waveform, a 3 mana 5/6. So what's the downside? At the start of each turn, lose 1 attack or health chosen randomly. So at the start of each turn, so it just on the board is a 3 mana 5/6. And then at the start of your next turn, you lose 1 whole attack or health. How do you, it's literally capitalized each turn, meaning your turn, your opponent's turn. You read the word. Why can't you, I don't know how I do this. Well, it's because I rush these out and want to get these out as fast as possible. Plus half the time I haven't slept, but regardless, oh my God. So it's a 3 mana 5/5 or a 3 mana 4/6? Each turn. Does not seem broken. It would be. If it said your turn, barely loses anything. It's like, it takes 2 turns to take 2 damage.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know. That seems insane in Arena. That might just be viable. There's a lot of stats in it. It only loses 1 thing. Chosen randomly. You can't pick that, but still. It's a 5/6 is a 5.
It's capitalized.
Drop. And for 2 mana less, you're losing 1 attack or health every once in a while. This, I'm giving it a 4 and a 5 in standard. Wow, some decks gonna abuse this. Some aggro deck's just gonna play this as a pile of stats now.
I will note, I did put a pinned comment. I misread a card again. I made it all caps, so, you know, I wouldn't misread it myself each turn. And I believe someone with the, it's literally caps to be each. How can you think it's only you? Oh god, I can't wait to misread more cards. Anyways, yeah, not exactly a 4-star card. And here's me getting fixated on the god, I hate Rogue and Mana Cheat.
The card, right? You can play it again in theory, but Shadow Step basically sometimes better, sometimes worse.
No,
for 3 mana.
How's it better?
On everything.
I guess everything.
Returned all friendly minions to your hand that cost 1 this turn. So Draka stuff, Miracle stuff, like think about
that deck's still like tier 1, tier 2 at High Legend. Nobody runs this.
Ocean of Illusion, and that broke wild in both Mage and Rogue.
That broke wild because of scabs and quest up, nothing that's in the game.
That broke wild with your whatchamacallit, Pillager Rogue, right? It's 4 mana,
because
and you would get a 1/1 copy
scabs.
of each. You could keep it. It wasn't just that turn. But it was pretty busted, right? Like, it's enabled a lot of broken stuff, and now we have a 3 mana version that's like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if this is good. I don't know if this enables some broken OTK. The problem is it might, and
see, this is the thing. I couldn't think of a good thing to use this with. I really couldn't. But I'm like, the design of it, and to be fair, it could be really problematic later. I will say, I don't like the design of it. But you can't just rate it highly because you don't, you know, you're mad.
So sick of this stuff from Rogue. I find it really unfun to face. It's purely a solitaire style card. You're not going to be playing this for value like you could in theory, right? Like I play this card and bounce it back and get some value and stuff, but it's going to be there to make a Draka that's going to kill you, or make a location thing that's going to kill you, or you bounce it back and it's going to clear your board. It's either going to be bad or a really frustrating card that just creates toxic stuff. The card design of Rogue, in my opinion, has been rather toxic, and this exemplifies it to me, where I don't even see this as like some fun, cool card. I just see it as like, oh great, another way that maybe Rogue will be able to OTK me. I hope I'm wrong, and I know I'm kind of,
you were wrong, you dumbass.
Ranting a bit about this, but this is like the last year or 2 of Hearthstone with Rogue, one of my favorite classes that I feel like they've lost it. It used to be about 10th.
Okay, what did I actually rate this thing?
I think it's good. I think it is good, especially with all these things that you want to bounce, and that get big benefit from being bounced. And that's not just the cards they're revealing. There's more cards to come, but that also comes with the miracle cards already in the game.
Yeah,
where
I
you get
didn't
the
make
0 mana rushes. You get.
I genuinely thought Shadow Step would leave. I really did, and it didn't. So, you know, why do they even bother printing these bounce cards when you just have Shadow Step? That's what you're gonna play, and that's what people play. So next we just have like the whole Overload package. I thought the cards would be playable. It's one of the worst performing archetypes in all of Standard. Most of these cards we're gonna talk about are buffed. We'll try and speedrun it a little bit, but yeah, it's just none of it's worked out. That's another rock reference. 2 mana, 3/2 Naga for Shaman, which has Battle Cry. If you are overloaded, discover a spell from your deck. It's not a copy of a spell, so you should draw it. Look, he can read.
Not like Shadow Visions back in the day. Giving it a 3. Maybe I should give it a 4, but I'm a stickler.
I almost embarrassed myself more.
Next we...
It's funny. I almost gave it a 4, but I mean, it's a 1 mana 2/1 now. They buffed it. But I don't even think that, like, honestly, as a 2 mana 3/2, it was probably fine. As it's just shown by buffing it to 1 mana 2/1, it's just the support's not there. That card's only as good as an overload deck can be, right? Like, it's not even, I guess it's not even really that bad a card, right? It's just the overload stuff's not there. And if it ever is there, that card's good. And at 1 mana, probably kind of broken, right? So yeah, not that wrong on that one.
Next, we have the Jazz Bass. I want to say,
I'm sorry, I just always think of slapping the bass. Jason Segel movie, Paul Rudd. It's great. I can't remember the title of it. You can tell me in the comments, but I just always think of that when I see bass. Even though I know it's bass, it's a musical themed thing. But we're going to stick with it. A 3-minute 2/2 weapon, so terrible. Death Rattle, your next spell costs. Should have just cut it off there, but again, you know what? We'll skip ahead to the rating. It's basically the same thing. You know, I'm giving it 4 out of 5 in standard WoW. I think the card's ridiculous. It's mass mana cheat, honestly. I give it a 4, but it's just, if there's the thing to cheat out, it's good, right? If the overload support's there, it's good. There's just like, what are you cheating out? You got the 7, 6, 5, and 4 drop spell and rag, like criminal lineup. There's just not enough there. And as a result, you made this a 3/2 later. It's still a terrible deck because it just doesn't win games with the high roll. I'll just say, I basically gave similar ratings to like Altered Chord and Inza. It's all the same deal. Honestly, Inza, even if Overload Shaman's good, I don't know if it's good enough, but yeah, it's just like, all these cards seem good on paper, but it's one of those things where you gotta look at like, are they all, like, what are they doing? How are they winning games? And that just really isn't there quite yet. And let's leave off with the card that I was the most excited about, the most hyped about. I made a video on one card. People really liked the video too. It did well, and people were super excited for this card, and it's tragic. It's actually a sin that this card is like not really playable right now. Maybe it'll get buffed. Something's got to give, because this card, it's just too good, and also my rating is too embarrassing because, well, let's take a look. I'm utterly speechless. This card is amazing. I revealed my feeling on his channel. The Symphony of Sins, a Warlock legendary spell. You discover and play a movement. What's that? Well, we'll get into that. They're amazing. Shuffle the other 6 into your deck. Okay, so you're getting anti-fatigue, you're getting value, but what exactly are these things? Are they really that good? I mean, yes, they are. They're insane. They're incredible. I think there should be a drinking game whenever card review season happens. How many times do I say insane? Don't participate. You will die of alcohol poisoning. I'm just telling you. And what they are, they're all 3 mana spells. So immediately you get to discover between 1 of 3. You don't get to see all 7 because there's 7 total, right? There's the 1 you get to discover, then the 6. And that's one of the big problems with the card. There's no consistency with your original Discover. You don't have a lot of defensive options. You have like the 6/6 Taunt with Reborn, but for 6 mana, it's not great. And then you have the AoE, but it also deals damage to you. And it's like, man, if I don't have an anti-damage thing up, it's bad. And you don't get that reliably. Like, that's one of the big parts of this card is 6 mana, and you don't really consistently get that key thing. The movements later are good, but my goodness, the payment of paying this right away, it's pretty brutal. 6 other you get to discover, and well, let's take a look at them because they are pretty damn amazing. I just go through all the movements. We'll skip ahead here. Against like, you know, aggro decks or stuff like that, it's a lot less, you know, good. But against a combo deck, you can mill a combo piece. These type of effects have been pretty good. Very toxic. It's probably my least favorite of the options, but it's pretty damn effective. Honestly, if the discard card option wasn't there, this card would probably be unplayable. It's the way to win against like slower decks. You hope to either fatigue or hit that combo piece. It's pretty necessary if this card is ever going to be a thing. Everything you could want in one card. I absolutely love it. Control Warlock got like a win condition in one card. I'm sad. I think this card utterly deserves its own video. Just compare this to anything Warrior gets, right? I know Warrior's been the hot topic of how bad it is, but this is so cool, right? Like, even if it's not good, this is a card you're gonna want to play because it has so much amazing things to do. It's flavorful. It fits the class perfectly. I mean, I guess for the Warrior stuff, it fits the class perfectly, and that is bad for a year. But Warrior used to be an amazing control class. Why don't they get control tools, right? Good thing I was so wrong and Warrior's really good now, right? No, that prediction was pretty on point, but I mean, everybody outside of, I guess, Blizzard saw that one coming.
Well, they don't, not really, but this is an incredible card. I think this could realistically see play in standard and wild. I want to give it a 5. I always get blinded by really cool control-ish value cards. I always do. They're always not as good as I hope for. But at the end of the day, I love the card so much. I'm gonna let my bias be blinded. I'm giving this a 5.
There we go. At least I said it, right? Like, again, it's too slow. It's not reliable enough. I don't know, like, it just, if it was like 5 mana, or maybe you got to pick from the 7 options immediately, right? You got to, no matter what, you got that pick. So you could, like, if it's a slow matchup, I could just discard cards right away. I could get that AoE right away. Maybe it would work, but as it stands today's game, it's not even like a 3. It's like a 2. Maybe a 3, and it just makes me sad because I absolutely love the card. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed me making fun of the idiot. You know, this guy, he's always wrong. And hopefully you tuned into the next reviews where I, of course, will make some good predictions. I actually made a lot, but who wants to talk about when they're right? It's only fun to make fun of yourself when you're wrong, especially when all you do is harp on the negative. So you gotta poke fun at yourself. Let me know which terrible reviews I missed. I'm sure I had some other terrible ratings. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.